Welcome to another episode of ExCEL with Gabrielle. I'm your host, Gabrielle Jordan, and every Sunday at 7 p.m. I'll be giving motivational advice and entrepreneurial tips to young entrepreneurs and leaders just like you. So make sure to go to my website, GabrielleJordanInspires.com/ExCEL to subscribe to the ExCEL Youth Mentoring Institute, and also tell the people about this because I wouldn't want anybody to miss anything. So today's episode of ExCEL with Gabrielle, we are going to be talking about how to be a good listener. Now, first of all, this is a very important trait or skill when it comes to entrepreneurship and business and life as well. But it's a very important skill because it's so important when in meetings or networking to be able to listen as well as you can speak. Because a lot of people will give you good information or they'll share with you stuff, and you should be able to hear what they're saying and take note of what they're saying, and then bring it up in the future. Is like because you remember what they were saying and you were listening to it, and just being able to listen instead of speak, or being able to just be able to hear what other people are saying is important because people will take note of that if you are actually genuinely listening to what they're saying and not trying to just get your words in, or not just trying to speak, but instead allowing this other person that you're talking to talk. And let them share their story and let them share what they're trying to share with you without you trying to interrupt. So this is a very important skill. A lot of people struggle with this. It's still something I had to continue to train myself, making sure, I listen more than I speak, So this is how you become a good listener. These are 3 tips that I have for you that I use when it comes to becoming a good listener. So number 1 is focus on their words. So this is one of my favorite tips because this is the one that I use probably the most. What I do is when someone else is talking, right, I will basically repeat what they're saying in my head as they're saying it. So if someone just said, I think that your jewelry would be good in my store, right? I would just say in my head, like my head would be focusing on their words, focusing on focusing on your jewelry might be good in your store, in my store, right? So basically repeating their words in your head so that you're not focused on what you're going to say next, but instead focused on what they're saying at the time. Because if you're focusing more on what they're saying, or what you're going to say next, you're going to miss out on what they just said. So make sure you listen and focus on the word that they're saying so that when you respond, you can respond accordingly. And not like just thinking about what you're going to say. So the second thing is to actually repeat what they say. Now, when I say repeat what they say, I don't mean to literally say everything that they say after they said it. I mean to highlight the important things that they said. So if they said, again, I think your jewelry would be good in my store, I was like, in your store, that's interesting. And, like that. So like, in your store, that's interesting. So you focus on, the important things like your store. Or if someone says, like if someone gives you a critique or something, because that's something that a lot of people have to, that I've had to work with a lot, is making sure to take critiques and not trying to come back with like, oh, no, I did this on purpose or something like that, but actually listening to the critique and taking it to note. But like if someone says, I think you should slow down when you speak, like, okay, slowing down, so if someone says to me, like my coach would say, you should probably slow down when you speak so that people can hear you better. And then I would say, okay, so I'll slow down and so that I'll make sure that people can hear you better. It's just kind of so you can highlight those important things and so that it'll be easier for people to, or easier for you to recognize what it is that's important and noting that for yourself. And making sure it's casual enough to, it's not too like creepy and saying exactly what they say, but just the importance of highlighting what the important words were or the important note is so that you can remember those important things. And then the last thing is don't be afraid to ask questions. So in these scenarios, I know a lot of people, I mean, that's something that I've been practicing with myself, especially if someone says something that I don't agree with. like my manager, which my momager, she would either tell me something about my business, or she would say something about like what we should do or what we shouldn't do or things like that, and I would respond instead of saying, I don't really think we should do this, or I think that we should do it. Instead of saying that, ask questions to make sure that you understand exactly what they're trying to say. You fully understand their point, their ideas, why they're saying what they're saying, what their the supporting argument is, why do they do this, why they're saying this, so that you can fully understand their point before you respond. So if your manager, your mom, or someone says that we should probably sell the product in a boutique near like a boutique in LA or something like that, right? You would say, so why LA? Or like, why a boutique? Wouldn't you like a bigger store? This way you just get to fully understand their point, fully understand what they're saying before you try and just jump in with your argument. This makes communication a lot easier, and a lot more understandable without crossing the lines or not understanding, and then things get kind of crazy because someone didn't understand what they said before, and then you're like, oh, I thought you said this, and it tends to get a lot crazier when you don't actually listen or ask questions or fully understand what someone else is trying to say. So these 3 things, simple, easy, but it's something that takes practice, along with a lot of different other things that a lot of other techniques that entrepreneurs have to build. This takes practice as well. Being a good listener, it takes multiple different things, but these 3 things are something that you can start off with teaching yourself and practicing. So again, number 1, we're focusing on the words that they're saying. Number 2, repeating the most important points of what they say. And number 3, don't be afraid to ask questions. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you'll be able to use this in your own life and be able to use this to become a better listener. If you know anybody else that can really benefit from this video and benefit from becoming a better listener, which is probably everybody, then make sure you share this with them on social media and everywhere else. So thank you guys for watching another episode of ExCEL with Gabrielle. Again, make sure to go to my website, GabrielleJordanInspires.com/ExCEL to subscribe. You can also email me at ExCEL@GabrielleJordanInspires.com to send me any questions, comments, or concerns that you'd like me to discuss in my next video. I hope that you'll join me next Sunday at 7 p.m. to learn, grow, and excel with Gabrielle. See ya!